Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline, and today's video, I am starting a new series of feminine energy inspired yoga. So I will be sharing tips, tools, practices, techniques that help cultivate, pamper, and empower your feminine energy so you can create a high vibes life starting from within. So grab a pen, grab your notebook, your journal, and let's dive in. All right. First, let's start with the foundation, the breath. Now, we can live without food for days, for weeks at a time. We can live without water for days at a time, but we cannot live without air or oxygen for more than a few minutes at a time. Of course, you can train to be able to hold your breath for a long period of time, but it takes training.
For instance, according to BBC Science Focus magazine, published on June 4th, 2023, on March 27th, 2021, Croatia's Budimir Sobat achieved the world record for breath holding underwater with a time of 24 minutes and 37 seconds. Whereas an average person can hold their breath between 30 to 90 seconds before needing to take a break. So a person can increase this time with practice and by taking slow, calm breaths prior to a breath hold. So someone who exercises regularly and uses their oxygen efficiently can hold for longer. As stated on the Navy SEAL website, a Navy SEAL can hold their breath 2 to 3 minutes during underwater exercises, but with proper training, some may extend it to 5 minutes or more.
That's pretty awesome if you ask me. To hold your breath underwater while doing exercises, while exerting energy, amazing. All right. Now, what is pranayama?
Pranayama is the yogic practice of breath control. It refers to breathing exercises. Prana is Sanskrit for life force, vital energy, or breath. Yama is Sanskrit for gaining control. And ayama is Sanskrit for extension or expansion. So pranayama means extension of the breath or life force. Pranayama is the fourth limb of the 8 limbs of yoga as detailed by Patanjali, an Indian author, sage, mystic, and philosopher. You can find more details of the 8 limbs of yoga in the Yoga Sutras, which is a philosophical guide for yogic living written somewhere around 17 to 1900 years ago, but you can also find a lot of information online.
And I just want to put it out there right now that we will come back to the 8 limbs of yoga in different videos that I'll be posting. So don't worry if you don't know what it's all about at this very moment. We'll look deeper into that from a feminine energy point of view. And now the benefits of pranayama. Many studies have been done on the benefits of practicing pranayama or controlled breathing. But before we even get into the studies, take your own life as an example. Let's say, for example, you have to give a presentation or a conference in front of thousands of people. It's you alone on that stage in front of all these eyes and ears. You might feel nervous, you might feel anxious, and the butterflies in your stomach. What's one of the things you might do before you go on that stage? Yeah, deep belly breaths. Or let's say you're triggered and you're having this really intense, rough conversation with someone and you know you don't want to lose your shit. What's one of the things you might do before you address the situation? Yeah, you might take deep belly breaths. It's almost intuitive. We just know that when we take deep belly breaths, it helps us calm down or come back more towards the center. All right. Now let's get back to the studies that have been done on the effects of controlled breathing techniques on health and well-being.
As per an article published on NCIB, here are a few health benefits of practicing pranayama. Stress relief, beneficial cardiovascular effect, improved respiratory functions, enhanced cognition, allows more oxygen to enter the bloodstream, improvement in autonomic functions. Pranayama or controlled breathing techniques can help reduce anxiety, increase energy, enhance relaxation, and rebalance the nervous system.
And now let's talk about the breath itself. There are 4 fundamental movements to the breath according to Patanjali's teachings.
The first one is Puraka, inhalation. Second is Anta Kumbhaka, internal breath retention. And here Kumbhaka means pause. Third one is Rechaka, exhalation. And fourth one is Bahi Kumbhaka, external breath retention.
The breath retention can be done at fullness of breath, emptiness of breath, or somewhere in between. So you control your breath with these 4 movements of the breath. So now let's explore the different pranayama techniques.
There are different types of breath control techniques or pranayama, such as samavriti, which is Sanskrit for equal breathing or box breathing, kapalabhati, fire breathing, nadi shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, ujjayi, ocean breathing. We have yoni breathing and diaphragmatic breathing or deep belly breathing, and so many more.
So today we'll focus on diaphragmatic breathing, also known as belly breathing or abdominal breathing. This breathing technique is the foundation or a 101 breathing technique that helps prepare for more advanced or complex methods of pranayama. So what is diaphragmatic breathing?
Diaphragmatic breathing is a deep breathing exercise that fully engages the diaphragm to help strengthen it and increase the intake of oxygen in the lungs as well as their efficiency. The diaphragm, as described on the Cleveland Clinic website, is a muscle that helps you inhale and exhale. So this thin dome-shaped muscle sits below your lungs and heart. It's attached to your sternum, the bottom of your rib cage, and your spine. In addition to helping you breathe, your diaphragm increases pressure inside your abdomen. This helps with other important functions such as getting rid of your urine and feces. It also helps prevent acid reflux by putting pressure on your esophagus, the food tube in your throat. Now, how does your diaphragm move? When you breathe in, your diaphragm contracts and flattens, moving down towards your abdomen. This movement creates a vacuum in your chest, allowing your chest to expand and pull in air. When you breathe out, your diaphragm relaxes and curves back up as your lungs push the air out.
So now, what does deep breathing have to do with feminine energy? Well, there's a deep connection there.
Deep breathing and feminine energy are interconnected in many ways, but for today, to keep this short and sweet, here are a few different ways deep breathing helps activate feminine energy. It relaxes the mind and nervous system. It connects you to your body to fully and consciously inhabit it by the awareness of the flow of the breath in your body. It grounds your energy. It slows you down and brings your attention and focus to the present moment.
Now, there are precautions and contraindications when it comes to pranayama or controlled breathing techniques.
Pranayama is ideally practiced on an empty stomach, so if you had a full, heavy meal less than 3 hours before your practice and you still feel full or like you're digesting, I invite you to wait until your belly feels empty. If you start the practice and feel any type of discomfort, dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea, shortness of breath, or any other form of unpleasantness in your body, please listen to your body and take a break. You can either reduce the length and intensity of the practice, or ideally work with a professional, experienced yoga teacher to guide you in a way specifically designed for you. Also, if you're pregnant, I invite you to work with a prenatal yoga professional to safely include yoga practices, including pranayama, during your pregnancy. And lastly, if you are experiencing a wellness condition, high blood pressure, heart disease, lung disease, vertigo, epilepsy, or if you had a recent abdominal surgery, please consult your professional healthcare provider first and work with an experienced yoga teacher to offer you breathing techniques that will work best for you and your specific circumstances.
Let's all remember here that our goal is to do us some good so we can feel good. So let's always keep that at the forefront of our practice with everything that we do. Listen to our bodies, respect our body's limits, and when we need, consult a professional or a healthcare provider. All right, now let's start practicing.
Find a quiet space to practice. Ideally, choose a time in the day and a space in your home where you won't be bothered or distracted for the amount of time you'll be practicing pranayama. You can also go outside in nature, by a river, in a forest, on top of a hill or a mountain, anywhere that's accessible to you and where you feel it's conducive to the practice.
Number one, awareness of the movement. So here I invite you to find a comfortable seat. Maybe you want to lay down, that's fine. If you're seated, make sure you're comfortable, back straight, relax your shoulders, relax your arms, and just place one hand over your belly. You can choose here to close your eyes so you can turn your gaze inwards. And here, just breathe naturally. And what we're looking for here is to feel the natural movement of the belly with each breath. Maybe very subtle, very light movement. The inhale, the belly rising a little bit. And on the exhale, it comes down a little bit. So just take a moment here for the next 2-3 breaths. You feel the movement of your belly as you breathe. One more breath. All right. You can relax your hand. Open your eyes if they were closed. How did that feel for you? So you became aware of this space on your belly, which will bring us to the next step of our practice. So once again, if you're sitting up, back straight, shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed, place one hand over your belly button. And now we're going to do the same exercise, but taking deeper breaths. So on the inhale, really expand the belly. Exhale, empty the belly completely. Feel that movement. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, empty the belly completely, navel pulling to the spine. One more. Inhale, expand. Exhale, draw the navel in. Breathe naturally, relax your hands. That was deep belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. So how did that feel for you? Maybe you want to take a moment and just see, okay, did I feel any challenges to stay focused on breathing through the belly? Did it come with ease? Just observe, no judgment, no attachment. All right, and now for the second phase of our practice together, we're going to explore the 3 spaces of the breath. Now, of course, you can breathe into your whole body, but for now, we're just going to focus on these 3 different spaces. So what we just did was deep belly breathing. So the focus was on the belly. Now we're going to not only breathe into our belly, but also across our rib cage and up into our chest. So on the inhale, we'll start by filling up the belly. So the belly expands. Next, we're going to breathe into our chest. So it's going to expand to the sides. Third, we're going to breathe into our chest and it's going to lift. And on the exhale, the chest's going to come down first. Second, the ribs are going to come in, drawing towards the center. And third, we exhale through the belly button drawing inwards, all the way towards the spine. So we'll first explore each space individually, and then we'll marry all three together. Now, during this exercise, you can choose to only breathe through your nose, but you can also choose to breathe in through your nose and exhale out your mouth. If you choose to exhale out of your mouth, make sure you keep your lips pursed as if you had a straw in your mouth, so a little hole in between your lips, so you can control the amount of air that you're expelling. Okay? All right. Let's get into it. So find your position. Just get comfortable wherever you are. If you're seated, straight back, relax your shoulders, relax your arms. And I invite you to also relax your jaw, relax your face. All right. So first we place our hands on each side of our belly. Take a deep inhale through the nose, fill the belly up. Exhale through the nose or pursed lips, draw the belly in. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. All right, drop your hands. Breathe normally. So that was deep belly breath. We are aware of breathing into this space. Second space, the ribs. I want you to place your hands on each side of your ribs. And when you inhale, really breathe into your ribs and you want to feel them expand outwards on the sides. Okay? So on the inhale, ribs coming out sideways. And on the exhale, ribs coming in towards the center. We'll take 3 breaths here. So hands are ready on each side of your ribs. Here we go. Inhale through the ribs. Exhale from the ribs. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Drop your hands. Relax your arms. Now we're aware of the space. Breathing into our chest. Through our ribs. Now we'll experience breathing through our chest. So here you can place your hands, maybe one on top of the other, maybe just one hand over your chest. On the inhale, your chest is going to lift. So be aware that you are directing your breath to your chest. So not towards the belly, but to your chest. So on the inhale, chest lifts a little bit. And on the exhale, it comes down. All right. Here we go. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, chest comes down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one in and out. Release your hand or your hands. Relax your arms. Take a breath or two here. See how you feel before we bring all 3 spaces together on the inhale and exhale. Now, for this third phase of our practice together, be mindful of your breath. You really have to control the amount of air that you take in and that you exhale, because you want to be able to inhale to your belly, to your chest, and up to the chest, and have enough air to exhale from the chest, your ribs, and then your belly. So be mindful of the amount of air you take in and that you let out. All right. Now, again, find your comfortable position. And when you're ready, place one hand over your chest, one hand over your belly. And just take one or two natural breaths here. Feel free to close your eyes, turn your gaze inwards. And we'll take 3 full breaths together. All right, exhale completely. Inhale slowly through the belly, through the ribs, through the chest. Exhale, chest comes down, ribs contract inwards, belly empty, navel to spine. 2 more. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Last one. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Breathe naturally. Drop your hands. And just take a moment here. Observe how you feel after these 3 breaths. Now, another tip when it comes to doing these full breaths through the 3 different spaces of the upper body, you can divide your breath, like literally the amount of air that you take in 3 equal parts. So 1 part for the belly, and you can have a quick pause and then bring your focus towards your ribs. So 1 part for the ribs, and then 3rd part for the chest. And then same thing when you exhale, first from the chest, then the ribs, and last part through the belly. So this can help you regulate how you take in the air and how you exhale it out. So in conclusion, I invite you to practice belly breathing as a solid foundation for your pranayama practices. Even if for only a few minutes per day, which I would suggest to do at least for 3 weeks consistently so you can notice the changes. And at the end of those 3 weeks, or even throughout the 3 weeks, journal the experience. How do you feel? How, after 3 weeks, has your state of being changed? How did doing this exercise impact your life? Another tip would be to practice belly breathing in moments of high stress, anxiety, when you feel triggered, when you feel anger creep up, or simply when you feel you need the extra help to help you calm down, relax, clear your thoughts, clear your mind. And I also invite you to do more extensive research when it comes to the breath and how it plays such a powerful role in our lives. I mean, what could be more powerful than what keeps us alive, right? In future videos, we'll explore different breathing techniques. And before we get all excited over this very powerful practice and decide to jump past all the fundamentals, take your time to practice this one. Belly breathing or full breaths using the 3 different spaces we explored today. And the more you practice, the more you become comfortable with it, the more you can find length in your breath, the more your body is ready to implement new techniques. So you practice it, you master it, you embody it. And then you will know, okay, time to move on to the next one, but always keeping this as a solid foundation for your pranayama practices. So if you're from the yoga world, what I'm going to say right now is nothing new, that patience, practice, and all is coming. If you have any questions, comments, or experiences you'd like to share with me and with anyone else watching this video, please put it down in the comments below. I would love to answer any questions or inquiries that you have, or to point you in different directions of books to read or of classes to take, of teachings to study when it comes to the pranayama practice. And on that note, I'll let you go and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.